is Trivia for Kids, where it's not just for adults anymore.
Hello, everybody. It's a new episode of Trivia for Kids, the podcast. I'm Casey.
And I'm Ren.
You guys, I have something so exciting to start the show to talk about today. Dan and I just got back from Europe, where we went on a game show. We're going to be on a game show. You knew that. Are you excited to see us?
Very.
So we recorded an American game show in Europe, and we can't tell you much about it yet. We don't know when it's going to air, but make sure that you follow us on social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. I will have all the details about where to watch us when I know. But we're going to be on TV. It's so crazy. I'm so excited. Quinn, Ren, and Brooks got to stay home and hang out with their grandma and grandpa, which they had so much fun, right?
Yeah.
They got spoiled like crazy, didn't you?
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing you got to do while we were gone?
We went to a big wooden park.
Oh, that's
it was
fun.
really fun, and it had a skate park right next to it, and we went on there with
Skateboards?
no skateboards,
Oh.
no scooters.
You just ran
We
up
just
the
ran
ramp?
up the
Oh, that
ramps.
sounds like fun.
Me and Quinn played almost like pig, but if you could do it, then you wouldn't get a P, but if you couldn't, then you would get a P.
That's a clever game. Good job, girls. That's very smart. So are you ready for some jokes?
Yeah.
Great. Joke number 1 comes from Lincoln and Evan.
Thank you, Lincoln and Evan.
What do a tapeworm and the Eiffel Tower have in common?
I don't know.
They are both parasites.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Parasites. Oh, good one, guys. The next joke comes from Oliver, who lives in India.
Wow, thank you, Oliver.
What is an earthworm's favorite food?
I don't know.
A Mississippi mud pie. You know that there is a real food, Mississippi mud pie, but worms eat
Mud.
dirt.
Mud.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our third joke comes from listener Axel.
Thank you, Axel.
What is the difference between a dad joke and a bad joke? The B and the D. Because dad starts with D and bad starts with B, obviously. And our last joke comes from Nate.
Thank you, Nate.
How is a big dog similar to a tree?
I don't know.
They both have a lot of bark.
Ha.
Those were great jokes, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now it is time for trivia.
Here's how the show works. Trivia for Kids consists of 5 rounds with 7 questions each. We will announce the answers at the end of each round. Each new round will have a different category. After the 5th round, we will have the final exam, which will test you on the toughest questions we have covered in the previous rounds. Everyone ready? Let's get started.
Round number 1, the category is Pokemon. Question 1. What Pokemon has a flame on its tail, and if it goes out, it won't survive? It is orange and is known as a lizard Pokemon. Question 2. What kind of animal is Turtwig? Question 3. Who was Ash's first Pokemon, and it always sits on his shoulder? Question 4. Which Pokemon is a water type? It is at the first stage of evolution. It comes from the Sinnoh region and resembles a tiny penguin. Empoleon, Piplup, or Glaceon? Question 5. Which Pokemon is a ghost and electric type? If you have played the games Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, you can find this Pokémon in the old mansion at night, hiding in the TV screen. It can change form into 5 different things. Who is this Pokémon? Gengar, Electabuzz, or Rotom? Question 6. What Pokémon is a water type, is the biggest Pokémon in the Pokémon world, and it's at its final stage of evolution? Whale Lord, Dialga, or Palkia? Question 7. Which Pokémon is the transform Pokémon? Houndoom, Ditto, or Sunflora? And now the answers to round number 1. Question 1. What Pokémon has a flame on its tail, and if it goes out, it won't survive? It is orange and is known as a lizard Pokémon.
Charmander?
Charmander is correct. Charmander is a starter Pokemon in the Kanto region. It evolves into Charmeleon and then into Mighty Charizard. Ash has a Charmander in the first series of Pokemon. He saved it from dying in the rain because the fire on its tail could have gone out.
Nice.
If I say any of these Pokemon names incorrectly, I apologize in advance. There are some hard Pokemon names to say.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best. Question 2. What kind of animal is Turtwig?
Turtle?
He's an adorable turtle. You are right. Question 3. Who was Ash's first Pokemon, and it always sits on his shoulder?
Pikachu?
Pikachu is Ash's first Pokemon. Correct. Question 4. Which Pokemon is a water type? It is at its first stage of evolution, and it comes from the Sinnoh region and resembles a tiny penguin. Empoleon, Piplup, or Glaceon?
Empoleon?
The answer is Piplup. Dawn in the Pokemon series has a Piplup as her starter Pokemon. She normally lets Piplup walk around like Ash lets Pikachu. Piplup evolves into Prinplup and then into Empoleon.
So I was kind of correct.
You were right with Empoleon. That's the evolution of it, but a tiny penguin, adorable.
Yeah.
So cute. Question 5. Which Pokemon is a ghost and electric type? If you have played the games Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, you can find this Pokemon in the old mansion at night, hiding in the TV screen. It can change its form into 5 different things. Who is this Pokemon? Gengar, Electabuzz, or Rotom?
Gengar?
The answer is Rotom. Rotom can change its form into a lawnmower, a fridge, a washing machine, a fan, and an oven. It can be found in the old mansion's TV screen between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. I didn't know a Pokemon could turn itself into like a thing around our house. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. Question 6. What Pokemon is a water type? It is the biggest Pokemon in the Pokemon world, and it's at its final stage of evolution. Whale Lord, Dialga, or Palkia?
Whale Lord?
Whale Lord is correct. Whale Lord evolves from Whalmer. It is the biggest Pokemon in the world. Whale Lord weighs about 877 pounds, and its height is about 47 feet.
Wow.
Whoa, that is a huge Pokemon. Question 7. Which Pokemon is the transform Pokemon? Houndoom, Ditto, or Sunflora?
Ditto?
You got it. Ditto's only move is transform, which allows it to transform into the Pokemon it is battling. Ditto's molecules can rearrange into any shape and size. Well, that makes sense because the word ditto, if somebody says ditto, that means I feel the same way or
Double.
Yeah, double. So, makes sense.
Yeah.
A ditto Pokemon can change into the same Pokemon. Cool. Round 2, the category is Nursery Rhymes. Question 1. Where did Peter Pumpkin Eater keep his wife? In a cupboard? In a shoe? Or in a pumpkin shell? Question 2. In the nursery rhyme, Wee Willie Winky ran through the town wearing what? A nightgown? A bathrobe? Or a tuxedo? Question 3. What was Old Mother Hubbard's pet? Question 4. Mary's lamb was said to be as white as what? Question 5. What did the Queen of Hearts bake? Question 6. The old woman who lived in a shoe had too many what? Question 7. What did Jack Be Nimble jump over? A hurdle, a stream, or a candlestick? And now the round number 2 answers. Question 1. Where did Peter Pumpkin Eater keep his wife? In a cupboard, in a shoe, or in a pumpkin shell?
Cupboard?
Peter Pumpkin Eater had a wife and couldn't keep her. Put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well. If Dan put me in a pumpkin shell, I'd be like, get me out of here. This is smelly. Question 2. In the nursery rhyme, Wee Willie Winky, he ran through the town wearing what? A nightgown, a bathrobe, or a tuxedo?
Nightgown?
Wee Willie Winky ran through the town, upstairs, downstairs, in his nightgown.
I've never heard of that one.
Rapping at the windows, crying through the locks. Are all the children in their bed? It's only 8 o'clock, or finally 8 o'clock something. Yeah, he ran around and made sure kids were asleep. Wee Willie Winky did, in his pajamas. Question 3. What was Old Mother Hubbard's pet?
Dog.
A dog is the answer. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog got none. There was nothing in the cupboard, so the dog went hungry. Some of these nursery rhymes are pretty sad. Question 4. Mary's lamb was said to be as white as what?
Snow.
Snow is the answer. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. Until the lamb ran in mud, ran in mud, ran in mud. Then it turned brown, and Mary was mad. Because you couldn't make a sweater out of its wool anymore? That's my version. Question 4. What did the Queen of Hearts bake?
Some tarts.
The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts all on a summer's day. And then the knave stole the tarts, and then she had no tarts. The King of Hearts wanted to eat the tarts, and so he said... Oh, that's not how it goes at all. The answer is tarts, though. Question 6. The old woman who lived in a shoe had too many what?
Kids.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. And then it goes sad again. She gave him some broth without any bread and put him to bed, basically. So they had to eat broth and go to bed.
What is broth?
Like if you had chicken noodle soup with nothing in it, just the liquid, that's broth. So you're right. You said kids. The answer was children. Question 7. What did Jack be nimble jump over? A hurdle, a stream, or a candlestick?
Candlestick?
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jumped over the candlestick. Hopefully he didn't catch his pants on fire. That's not how it goes. No. If people haven't heard of these before, they're going to be like, this is weird. This is not how it goes. I'm just trying to be funny. Round 3. The category is 3 hints to guess the animal. Just like I said, I will give you 3 hints and you try to figure out what animal I'm talking about. Question 1. This is a member of the dog family. Females are called vixens, and they are mostly nocturnal. Question 2. This is the second largest living land animal. Its name means river horse, and it is hairless except for some bristles on its muzzle. Question 3. This is a small North American ground squirrel. It has a yellowish brown coat, and the animals live together in towns. Is it a meerkat, a prairie dog, or a beaver? Question 4. This animal can be found all over the world except Antarctica. It hibernates in the winter, and it's an amphibian. Is it a crab, a seal, or a frog? Question 5. This animal is usually active at night. It has excellent vision, and it is often used as a symbol of intelligence. Question 6. This is the fastest North American land mammal. It is brown and white in color, and it has horns, not antlers. Is it an elk, a white-tailed deer, or a pronghorn? Question 7. This animal's name means no drink. It is the sleepiest animal in the world, and it has an excellent sense of smell. Is it a sloth, a koala, or an aye-aye? And now the round 3 answers. Question 1. This is a member of the dog family. Females are called vixens, and they are mostly nocturnal.
Wolf?
The answer is a fox.
Oh.
Yeah, girl foxes are called vixens.
Oh, yeah, duh.
You knew that?
Kind of.
Question 2. This is the second largest living land animal. Its name means river horse. It is hairless except for some bristles on its muzzle.
Elephant. Or no, walrus.
It is a hippo.
Oh.
A hippo is the second largest land animal to the elephant, which is the biggest. Did you know that hippo means river horse?
No.
Makes sense. Question 3. This is a small North American ground squirrel. It has a yellowish brown coat, and they live together in towns. Is it a meerkat, a prairie dog, or a beaver?
Prairie dog?
That is correct. So a prairie dog is bigger than a squirrel, smaller than a beaver, and is yellowish-brown, and they call them prairie dog towns because you can look over. We have them in South Dakota all over. So you can look across the field, and you will just see holes and holes and holes and holes. So have you ever played the game Whack-A-Mole where they pop up and you hit them? And that's what it looks like. They pop out of their hole and come down, and then another one will pop out and come down. So that's what a prairie dog town looks like, just like a Whack-A-Mole game. Question 4. This animal can be found all over the world except Antarctica. It hibernates in the winter, and it's an amphibian. Is it a crab, a seal, or a frog?
Frog.
It is a frog. Frogs hibernate in a variety of ways, including burrowing underground, freezing in leaf litter, and hibernating underwater. Frogs release glucose into their cells, which turns the water inside the cells into a thick syrup that acts like antifreeze. Frogs have a mechanism to reabsorb the sugar as it thaws out. So when a frog hibernates, it basically just freezes. And it has something inside of it that makes it so that it doesn't freeze to death. It just freezes enough to sleep. And then when it warms up, it uses that glucose to kind of wake itself up.
That's
really so
cool.
Interesting. Question 5. This animal is usually active at night. It has excellent vision, and it is often used as a symbol of intelligence.
Owl.
Correct. Owls are often seen as wise due to their large eyes, resolute posture, and relative silence. Resolute posture means they sit up very straight and they look very serious. They have good posture. Question 6. This is the fastest North American land mammal. It is brown and white in color, and they have horns, not antlers. Is it an elk, a white-tailed deer, or a pronghorn?
Pronghorn?
That is correct. The pronghorn is the fastest animal in North America and is capable of reaching speeds up to 60 miles per hour. It is not faster than a cheetah, but it can run longer at high speeds.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool. Question 7. This animal's name means no drink. It is the sleepiest animal in the world, and it has an excellent sense of smell. Is it a sloth, a koala, or an aye-aye?
Aye-aye.
The answer is koala.
What is it, aye-aye?
Koalas sleep up to 22 hours per day. They sleep a lot because their diet of eucalyptus leaves is so low in nutrients. So they don't have enough energy because all they eat is eucalyptus leaves, which doesn't give them a lot of calories and things that bring energy. So they're really tired.
Huh.
So interesting.
Yeah.
I love it. Round number 4. The category is numbers. Question 1. How many bears, little pigs, or blind mice are there? Question 2. Who received the 10 commandments from God on Mount Sinai? Noah, Moses, or Joseph? Question 3. In the game of pool, which is similar to snooker and billiards, what color is the 8 ball? Question 4. How many dwarfs was Snow White friends with? Question 5. What is the largest number that actually has a name? A quintillion, a googolplex, or a bazillion? Question 6. As of 2025, How many members are in the K-pop band BTS? 7, 8, or 9? Question 7. If you remove the jokers, how many cards are in a standard deck of playing cards? 48, 52, or 56? Answers to round number 4. Question 1. How many bears, little pigs, and blind mice are there?
9.
There are 3 blind mice.
Oh, I
And-
thought you meant add them all together.
Oh, I see. If you added them all together, there would be 9.
9.
That is correct. I was looking for there are Goldilocks and the 3 bears. There are 3 little pigs and 3 blind mice. But if you added them up, there would be 9.
Okay.
You're right, Red. Question 2. Who received the 10 commandments from God on Mount Sinai? Noah, Moses, or Joseph?
Moses?
Moses received the 10 commandments. That is right. In the Bible, Moses received the 10 commandments from God on Mount Sinai. The 10 commandments are a set of spiritual laws that set the foundation for the covenant between God and his people. So basically, it's just kind of a set of 10 of the most important rules that you're supposed to follow. Question 3. In the game of pool, which is similar to snooker and billiards, what color is the 8-ball?
Black.
It is black. And what happens if you hit the 8-ball into the pocket before the last play of the game?
You are out.
You automatically lose. Yep, the 8-ball has to be the last ball you hit in or you lose in pool. Question 4. How many dwarfs was Snow White friends with?
7.
Correct. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs. Can you name them?
Snoopy?
Nope.
I mean, not Snoopy.
Snoopy. It's
Why
not a good
Snoopy?
start.
Thinking of Sneezy,
Sneezy is 1.
Dopey,
Dopey.
Angry,
Nope. It's Grumpy.
Grumpy, that's right. Grumpy, Bashful.
Bashful.
I don't remember the rest.
Happy, Sleepy, Sneezy, Dopey, Bashful, Doc, Grumpy. All
Oh.
7. That's kind of hard to think of those.
Yeah.
Question 5. What is the largest number that actually has a name? A quintillion, a googolplex, or a bazillion?
A Googleplex?
That's right. Technically, there is no largest number in the world because numbers are infinite, meaning you can always add one number to any number to get a larger one. However, the largest number commonly used is a googolplex. A googol is a number with 1 followed by 100 zeros. A googolplex is a 1 followed by a Google zeros. That sort of makes my brain hurt. Crazy.
I have a headache now.
Question 6. As of 2025, how many members are in the K-pop band BTS? 7, 8, or 9?
7?
There are 7.
Okay.
BTS is a K-pop boy band that consists of 7 members. They are RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook.
Huh.
I knew there was a lot of them. I didn't know there was that many.
Yeah.
Question 7. If you remove the jokers, how many cards are in a standard deck of playing cards? 48, 52, or 56?
56.
The answer is 52.
Oh, right. Duh.
So that would mean with jokers, there's 54. I remember I had a cousin who was once like, Casey, do you want to play 52 card pickup? And I was like, sure, that sounds great. And they had a deck of cards and they just threw it on the ground and they said, okay, pick them up. How mean is that? Not a game anybody wants to play.
No.
52 card pickup. If somebody asks you to play 52 card pickup, say, no thanks. Round number 5. The category is rugby. Now, I know there might be a lot of American children who have never watched rugby, but that's okay. I'm giving multiple choice options, and trivia isn't always about knowing the answers. It's also about learning new things. So give it a try. Question 1. Which country is considered the birthplace of rugby? New Zealand, England, or Slovenia? Question 2. How many backs and forwards for one team are on the rugby pitch during play? 5 backs and 10 forwards, 12 backs and 6 forwards, or 7 backs and 8 forwards? Question 3. True or false? In rugby, you use the same ball as you do in American football. Question 4. What is the maximum number of points that a try is worth in rugby? 5, 6, or 7? Question 5. What is the name of the rugby play that restarts the game after a stoppage? Is it a scrum, a huddle, or a face-off? Question 6. True or false? Rugby is a sport that only men play. Question 7. In rugby, what direction can the ball be passed? Forward, backward, sideways, or all of the above? And now the round 5 answers. If it's a sports category, Brooks is involved. Question 1. Which country is considered the birthplace of rugby? New Zealand, England, or Slovenia?
England.
The answer is England. The game's origins are often attributed to William Webb Ellis, a student at rugby school who picked up the ball and ran with it during a game in 1823. Question 2. How many backs and forwards for one team are on the rugby pitch during play? 5 backs and 10 forwards, 12 backs and 6 forwards, or 7 backs and 8 forwards?
5 and 10.
5 and 10 is your guess. The answer is 7 backs and 8 forwards. In rugby, the team is divided into 2 groups, backs and forwards. The backs are typically faster and more skilled at handling the ball, while the forwards are usually stronger and focus on the physical aspect of the game. So rugby is like a mix of American football without helmets and soccer. These guys are huge, and they're tackling each other, and they're trying to get the ball, and it is wild. They're on the ground grabbing for the ball, and they're fighting each other. Well, not fighting, but like wrestling each other, trying to get it, and it is a fun game. Question 3, true or false? In rugby, you use the same ball as you do in American football.
False.
It is false. Both balls are oval and are 11 inches long, but the difference between the two is the shape of the ball's ends.
Like, one is like not pointy. The football is pointy, but the rugby ball is kind of.
You're exactly right, bud. Good job. The football has ends that come to a point, while the rugby ball has flatter ends. The ends of these balls make a significant difference in how each one moves through the air. So you knew it. Good job. Question 4. What is the maximum number of points that a try is worth in rugby? 5, 6 or 7?
5.
5 is correct. A try is the primary way to score points in rugby and is awarded when a player grounds the ball in the opponent's in-goal area. So it's kind of like a touchdown in football.
But it's called a try.
It's called the try.
That's just the T.
It does still start with a
But
T,
it's way shorter.
but it's a shorter word, correct. Question 5. What is the name of the rugby play that restarts the game after stoppage? A scrum, a huddle, or a face-off?
A huddle.
It's called a scrum. 8 players from each team, called the forwards, packed together in 3 rows. The ball is thrown into the gap between the 2 front rows. The hookers from each team use their feet to hook the ball back toward their side. The winning team passes the ball out to their backs to continue offensive play. Let me try to describe what this looks like. One team lines up on one side of the ball, one team lines up on the other, and they sort of stack on top of each other. And then the referee throws the ball in between the 2 teams, and they try to get the ball to their team under their legs and bodies and back it up, because the opposing team can't go to their side. They're only allowed on their own side of the ball. And so they try to get it and then push it back under their own team to get it and then keep going on offense. It's a wild game. Question 6, true or false? Rugby is a sport that only men play.
False.
It is false. Women play rugby too. Team USA won bronze in the last Olympics for women's rugby. Yeah, Team USA. You go, girls. Question 7. In rugby, what direction can the ball be passed? Backward, forward, sideways, or all of the above?
All of the above.
The answer is backward or sideways. No forward passes is the most important rule regarding passing in rugby. While the ball must travel backward, it can also be passed laterally to a teammate, which means perfectly sideways. If a team wants to move the ball forward, they must kick it. So if you're going to pass the ball with your arms, you have to do it either backward or sideways. But if you want the ball to go forward, you have to kick it.
I know. If you're close to the field goal line thingy and everybody's yelling you, why don't you just kick it?
You can kick the ball. There is a field goal type play in rugby, but they don't place kick it where they put the ball on the ground. They drop kick it, like they hold it in their hands and they kick it out of the air and try to get it into the field goal. I don't think it's called that, but that is an option. We watched rugby while we were in Europe, and I'd never watched it before. It was so interesting. I loved it. It had so many unique rules, and everybody was running into each other and tackling each other, and there was no pads and no helmets and no nothing. It was like the Wild West.
No fair.
No fair? Why?
I want to watch it
I'd love to watch it with you sometime. Let's watch it.
today.
Let's do it. And now it's time for the final exam. Now remember, you've heard these questions in the previous rounds, but these were the hardest ones we've had. So use your memory and try to think back to what the answers are. Question 1. Which Pokemon is the transform Pokemon?
Ditto.
Question 2. Wee Willie Winky ran through the town wearing what?
A nightgown.
Question 3. What is the name of the rugby play that restarts the game after a stoppage?
Scrum.
Question 4. What animal is the fastest North American land mammal? It is brown and white in color, and it has horns, not antlers.
A pronghorn.
Question 5. Which country is considered the birthplace of rugby?
England.
Question 6. What is the largest number that actually has a name?
Googleplex.
Question 7. If you remove the jokers, how many cards are in a standard deck?
52.
And here come your shout-outs. Rugby comes from Tommy.
Thank you, Tommy.
And it's time for our birthday shout-outs. Birthday shout-out number 1 goes to listener Catherine, who is turning 5. Happy birthday, Catherine. She loves reading, unicorns, and cats. She loves to play with her big sister Grace and her baby brother Luke. She would eat hamburgers every day if she could. Me too, girl. I feel that. Happy birthday, Catherine. Do you like Mathrin? Will you take a bathrin? Make sure you stay on the pathrin. Happy birthday, Catherine! Our next birthday shout out goes to Sadie, who's turning 6. Happy birthday, Sadie! She is from North Carolina. She loves Harry Potter, Legos, and Dolly Parton. She wants to be an author and an illustrator when she grows up. So cool! Sadie, 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 you love Harry Potter, Legos, and Dolly. Sadie, 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 can't wait to see the books that you create someday. Happy birthday! Our next birthday shout out goes to listener Soha, who is turning 6. Happy birthday, Soha! She loves Wednesday Addams. She also loves hanging out with her big brother, Dean. Da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum. Happy birthday, Soha. Happy birthday. You are turning 6. You love Wednesday. You love your brother, Dean. Happy birthday, Soha. Da-da-da-dum. Our next birthday shout out goes to Peyton, who is turning 7. Happy birthday, Peyton. She is a big fan of Trivia for Kids. We love you too. She loves gymnastics, swimming, and her little brother, Lincoln. She is a huge Swiftie, and her favorite Taylor Swift songs are You Belong With Me and Shake It Off. Peyton, it's your day! You are turning 7! You love gymnastics and swimming, and your little brother, Lincoln. Happy birthday, Peyton! Yeah! And our next birthday shout out is belated. It goes out to listener Quinn, who just recently turned 8. Happy birthday, Quinn. She has a sister named Daphne and a dog named Pepper. She lives in Massachusetts, and her dance team just won first place at their competition last weekend. Congratulations, Quinn. That's so great. Happy birthday, Quinn. And you just turned 8 and your dance team won first place at your competition. And you have a sister and a dog. Ooh-hoo! Quinn, happy birthday. Our next birthday shout out goes out to Indigo, who is turning 10. Happy birthday, Indigo! Oh, Indigo, do you play Legos? Do you like the snow? Do you like to go to the grocery store? Do you like to mow the lawn? Indigo, happy birthday! Our next shout out goes to listener McKinley, who is turning 8. Happy birthday, McKinley! She lives in Michigan, and she loves to travel up north in the summer. She loves to read, and she's a really great gymnast. She is a collector of all sorts of treasures and rocks. I would love to see your collection, McKinley. McKinley, it's your 8th birthday, and you love to read and do gymnastics. You like to collect all sorts of treasures. We hope your day is the best ever, McKinley. Happy birthday! Our next shout out goes to listener Selena, who is turning 12. Happy birthday, Selena. She is from New York. She loves swimming, playing with her dogs, Juno and Piper, and going to Disneyland. Oh, Selena, it's your birthday and you're turning 12 years old. You love swimming, Disneyland, and your dogs. Happy 12th, Selena. We hope it's the best. Happy birthday! Our next birthday shout out goes to Emma Noel, who is turning 8. Happy birthday! They live in Orlando. Emma loves to sing and dance. She loves her family and cousins so much. She has a heart for helping others and wants to be a humanitarian to help the homeless. Oh, that made me tear up a little bit, Emma. That's so awesome. And her mom says, we love Emma so much. Emma Noel, you are turning 8 years old and you love to sing and dance and spend lots of time with your family and cousins. Keep being awesome and caring. You are so great. And our next birthday shout out goes to listener Antonio, who is turning 8. Happy birthday, Antonio. He lives in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where he skis, and he is a gray belt in jiu-jitsu. Whoa. He likes trading Pokemon and Bakugan. He also likes playing guitar and playing with his sister Adela. Antonio, did you know it's your 8th birthday, and we hope you go skiing and do some jiu-jitsu, and I hope you get some Pokemon and Bakugan to trade. Antonio, happy birthday. Yeah. Our next birthday shout out goes to listener Corbin, who is turning 8. Happy birthday, Corbin. He loves Dogman, Sonic the Hedgehog, Fortnite, Lego, King Kong, and Godzilla. He even has a Godzilla joke. What does Godzilla eat at a restaurant? He eats the restaurant. Oh, that's awesome. Corbin, it's your birthday and you're turning 8. Yeah, you love Dogman and Sonic and Fortnite and Lego, but don't forget King Kong and Godzilla too. What a great joke. Corbin, happy birthday. And here's your conversation starter. Ren, if you could be on any game show, which one would you want to be on?
Well, if Mr. Beast ever does a game show, I'd want to be on that because he gives away the most money.
That's awesome. I would be on the game show that I'm going to be on. Stay tuned for details. Follow us on social media so that you don't miss it. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Trivia for Kids podcast. If you have not done so already, please give us a 5-star review. Please subscribe to our podcast so that you never miss a new episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Trivia for Kids Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can catch all of our live videos. You can email us at triviaforkidspodcast@gmail.com, and birthday shoutouts are available for Patreon subscribers.